Hey everybody, Jayson Lowe here. Happy New Year and welcome back to another Amazon store sales update. Now this update is interesting because we had some interesting experience over the month of January, and we're going to share all that with you and give you some really exciting updates. But I want to welcome back Jonathan Proulx, as I've always shared, Canada's #1 most sought after Amazon resale expert and future done for you, most trusted done for you expert in the country as well. Some really exciting updates to share with everybody there. So Jonathan, welcome back. It's good to be with you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We were just having a pretty amazing conversation before pushing the record button on this video and just sort of casting a vision into the future and all the great things that that we have planned and that are going on. So, but before I go there, I want to share an update on sales. And so people may recall from December that the sales were just above 50,000 US for the month, which was a fantastic month. And then in the month of January, our Edmonton warehouse that we had contracted to have products packed and prepped and shipped and moved across the border. So Jonathan and I, made an executive decision there to hit the pause button on that because we had to grow and expand. We had to get ready to multiply the capacity several times over. And we recognized that that would give us a temporary backward step in sales, but we felt confident that taking a step backward in order to take several steps forward was necessary. And it was painful for him and I. Like, we had conversations where we were like, oh my God, are we doing the right thing? And are we gonna, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna be fine. And we kept it together. So Jonathan, what do you have to share about January and everything that we have now put into motion? What were your feelings at that time leading up to that?
To see any kind of negative numbers in January is obviously, at first glance, you look at it as not a good thing. Yeah. We did have a lot of traction happening from Q4, obviously, so sales were very, very, very fast at that time.
Yeah.
But again, like me and you, we've talked and we've had we have our strategy in place, and we know, 10 steps before what we need to do. And the only way that we were able to be able to grow to where we want it to go, we had to hit the pause button and understand that we needed bigger warehouses, we needed more people. So I think it was a very good decision, although it looks in the red now. In the next few months, we will be able to catch up to that little loss, no problem. And for the rest of for the rest of the year, the accounts are just going to soar from there. So it was a good decision.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. And it's never easy making tough business decisions because with like any other business, there's risk involved, and you have to weigh that. And so the sales for the month of January, when we compare them to the month of December, the sales came in here. Let me just share my screen with everybody here. And so sales came in at 20,000, just over 20,000 US, which even for, and we can agree, Jonathan, for many Amazon resellers, that's a good month.
Oh yeah, especially because your account's not even 6 months old. So even that is a good month, but yeah.
Right, exactly. And so when we're looking at this and it's 53% less than the previous month, if you understood what's going on and what we're doing, that's just a blip on the radar. It's not even, I have absolutely no concern with it because what we're excited to share is that, we've multiplied the pack and prep warehouse space. It's much bigger. We've got the deal done for the company Canada Prep and Ship, and Canada Prep and Ship is going to really grow into Canada's largest Amazon pack and prep network of facilities. So there's going to be more than one, which we're super pumped about. We've got the done for you program where the legal team is putting together all the right documents and getting everything ready so that for people who want to have a done-for-you account and want to participate in this amazing online retail phenomenon called Amazon, then they're going to be super excited to know that all those pieces are coming together for us. And we appreciate everyone who's been tuning into our videos and who's been reaching out to us and saying, hey, you know, we're so, like, what's going on? We're really excited. We want to get an account going. We want to do that tomorrow. And so we thank everyone for waiting for us. We just want to make sure that everything is constructed as right as it can be before we go out there and start helping people along this journey. And I'm the perfect case study, and Jonathan and his team are just, they're phenomenal. I mean, the amount of growth that's occurred with them in the past 6 months has been outstanding. And so what would you add to that, Jonathan? Anything that I'm missing?
In terms of what, the prep centers, or just the growth in general?
Yeah, just like the overall kind of, you know, the great vision that we've got and where we're going to take this thing.
Yeah. I mean, the vision is much bigger than $20,000 a month accounts. So, I mean, that's great, and we'll be working on it. I mean, something to keep in mind with an Amazon business, especially because we have something called Q4, which is the season of, you know, Christmas coming up and everything. So a lot of times these accounts are going to fluctuate up and down, but what we really focus on is our overall sales at the end of the year. And as long as our sales are going up 2.5 to 3 times per year, I mean, we're growing as steady as we need to be, even though there might be a month or two that, you know, on paper look like they're in the red. But, you know, when you go from a couple 100,000 a year to the million a year, I mean, you were happy that you saw that red on the first month, I guess.
Yeah, completely. And, you know, for just as everybody knows, just let, you know, full disclosure, I mean, like I said, Jonathan and his team are outstanding. They've been putting together some additional relationships with some great suppliers out of the US to go direct from a US supplier to the US Amazon Fulfillment Center, which is going to compress sales timelines. It's going to increase inventory turnover, which is ultimately going to improve velocity on our capital and return on our capital that we have flowing through our accounts. And I have, you know, a great relationship with Jonathan. We've cemented that as a business relationship as well. And so just in terms of, you know, full disclosure for everybody, initially being a customer and emerging into a colleague, you know, I can't say enough great things about Jonathan and the team and everything that is going to get done. It's just going to be amazing. And so those are sales that are nothing to be shy about. I mean, that's still a good month. We're going to break 6-figure months this year, and we still have 6 more videos to record for my monthly store sales so that Jonathan can use that as a case study going forward. And keep an eye out, because I think, Jonathan, we're already almost past that already for this month. And so we're definitely going to break that number.
Yeah. So we've, because of the little, I won't call it hit, but because of the, we're changing to get the newer prep center and get a bigger spot. We've been focusing a lot in the US. So, I mean, we've built our relationships quite a bit more. We're actually going to the Toy Fair next week in New York, where we have some meetings all set up to sit down with some owners of some pretty big companies. So the US side has been growing tremendously since we've kind of put Canada prepping on hold. So hopefully by the time it all collaborates together, the accounts are just going to skyrocket. So I'm super excited to get it going. Can't wait.
Me too. Me too. And for those of you watching this video, I may have forgotten to share at the beginning of the video, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so that you can get notified when these videos come up once a month. And you'll also see my contact info underneath the video if you want to schedule a time just to have a chat with me about my experience with Amazon resale and any other questions that you have. The Done For You process, the program, when it's ready to launch, anybody who's expressed interest in that will be notified. Conversations will be arranged with Jonathan as well so that he can answer any questions that you have. And we'll keep everybody posted on when that's ready to go. So I wish everyone an amazing, amazing rest of your day. And thank you so much for tuning into this series of videos. There's so much more exciting things to come as it relates to how we're going to grow this in a very, very big way. And so, Jonathan, any closing remarks that you want to share with listeners who have been, keeping an eye on how things have been going here and how this has been trending?
Well, I guess again, thanks for everybody that's showing any interest. It's kind of weird to say, but I like to, now that we have that little, that red zone, it's kind of allowing everybody to understand that this is real. This is not just this foolproof thing that's going to happen and be amazing all the time. It's a real business that's growing, and we are putting strategies in every single day to adjust to be able to fill that growth that we're looking for. Your account, if I pulled up the numbers, you're already up to 30% better than our January month. So we're already scaling out of our red zone that we hit.
Nice.
So, I think this little video will keep people more interested to see what the next video is now to see the increase. So
I agree.
Be ready for that to see it go.
Definitely. And I really love what you said there about, this is a real business, and we're running a real business that's producing real profit, and we're experiencing, that when we make strategy decisions, sometimes we have to be comfortable taking a few steps backward, knowing that we're going to take a much bigger leap forward. And so for business owners watching this, you can relate to that. But we were 100% comfortable with our decision. We knew what the output of that would be. And we're going to be getting Ken and his team with Canada Prep and Ship moved into a much, much bigger facility to be able to handle that much more inventory, that much better inventory turnovers. We did a lot of great discussion around the metrics and the accountability there that are really going to be good for everybody who ends up participating in this done for you process. So thanks again so much, everybody. Happy selling, and I wish you all an amazing rest of your day. All right.